Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My cat is currently sitting on my lap. We'll see if she decides to stay quiet or chip in some of her 2 cents for this video. But I am going to be filming my December financial reset. It's actually Thanksgiving right now when I'm filming this. I wanted to film this earlier to try to get things done before Thanksgiving because I know that's going to make things take longer with moving money around and everything. I feel like I'm crooked here. Is it just me or... I don't know. I think it's the way I'm sitting on the bed too, potentially. So sorry if it looks crooked to you. So I did kind of go on and do some stuff yesterday because I needed to transfer money over ahead of time so that I make sure there's money in there for my bills that are going to come out. Now that I have my student loans on auto pay, I have bills that come out like on a certain day at the beginning of the month, so I need to make sure there was enough money in my account for that. So I actually went on and already did some stuff, and now I'm just gonna kind of do like my little wrap up on my November spending and my November like budgeting and everything. And since it's like Christmas gift buying season, I need to go through and figure out what I like spent money on and like reimburse myself from my Christmas sinking fund on that. And then I need to look over December budget, you know, the whole plan. But I already, like, spoiler, already moved over some money to my one checking. So I don't know how to do this without disturbing my cat here, but I'm going to try to maybe screen record. So I did not film my last payday routine, but what I ended up doing with that, just for a little summary, is I saved a bunch of the money to go to my checking account for December, and then the rest of it, I want to say I put to my loan. I think I put like another $600 to my loan if I remember right, which should be in here somewhere in my little list. Yeah, I put $650 to the loan. Okay, I need to like block out some of these if I'm giving away. Some of these are Christmas gifts. Okay, there was only one that gave a Christmas gift. Let me screen record here so you can see. So I did it a little bit different this time. I actually started kind of already adding them up here because I just needed to get a handle on what was going on because there was a lot of money being spent and I needed to make sure I wasn't gonna like go over, and it was just stressing me out. So I kind of already started totaling these. I think basically everything should be totaled. Yeah, I think so. So I definitely overspent, but I have to remember that like there's also like the Christmas spending too, but I had a bunch of miscellaneous things come up this month. So I guess we kind of just can look over. So like grocery was way under, gas way under, TP fund. I actually spent money in this time, which I believe was like feminine products, lint roller planner. That's what I put there. And then my medical is probiotics. I had a copay and more probiotic stuff, bunch of stuff for my stomach and health and everything, and then therapy appointments. My fun spending, I bet you, is all yarn, maybe one book. I did buy a book. So yeah, yarn. Oh, hair ties, but also that's for crocheting to make scrunchies. Oh, I did put this in here. So I didn't know where to put this category. I Venmo'd a coworker for buying she picked me up a coffee, and we got pizza the one day, and then also money towards gifts. I put that all in fun because I didn't know what to do with that. I didn't want to put it in miscellaneous because I'm like, it's kind of didn't have to be money that I spent, so I just put it there. And then gifts, I have on here that I spent $323.48. I don't know if that's 100% like correct, but I have a separate spreadsheet like blocking out all of my Christmas spending and what I still need to like pay myself back out of my savings account. So that is like what I estimated kind of with some of this stuff over here, but it might not be completely correct. It was hard to kind of filter out if I bought like a bunch of yarn, what was yarn that I actually needed for the gifts and what was yarn that I didn't actually need. And then miscellaneous is a lot of just like work things mostly, I think. Okay, yeah, so we have renewing my license, getting liability insurance, and then I had to get my snow tires put on. And I put on there, it's like a Venmo for cash because if you pay in cash, you don't have to pay like the fee or whatever. So I Venmo'd my sister because I took some cash from her for it. And that put me over my budget here, which, I mean, not surprising because I had all this stuff that I did not budget for in here. But like in my actual amount that I budgeted, I was under on everything. It was just all the things that I didn't budget for that made me go over. That's why it's important to think about those things. And now I'm gonna have to like figure out like, okay, it's almost like you need to budget in like a miscellaneous amount to have like just set aside because it's not like these things happen every month, but like a license renewal. It's going to happen every 2 years. You know, things like that are going to come up that I'm going to have to pay for. So I need to figure that out. Okay, down to my debt payments and whatever. We have my loan payment, which this is not correct. I need to add in the other ones. So let's go and add in the other things that I pay. Oh wait, no, that is correct. That's the minimum. Oh my gosh, I'm messing this up. That's just the minimum monthly payment. So that is actually correct. And I don't know why. Oh, because I only had to pay my SoFi loan. I didn't have to pay my federal loans yet. That will be the beginning of December. So it's less than what I had budgeted, which this like $1,300 is actually more than what I think it actually is. I just kind of like overestimated it just to be safe. And then extra loan payments, I think that is correct, but I'm going to go on and make another one, I believe. And then we have Roth IRA. I put $150 to it. And then I decided to put $40 to savings for a car and $5 in vacation. And what I decided with my snow tires, I was going back and forth on if I was going to take the money from that out of my car savings. And I decided I'm not going to, because it was only like $60 some. And I think I can, like, you know, I can make it work with how much money I had in my checking and everything. So I'm just going to leave the money that's in there, because I was like thinking about it. I'm like, if I take $60 out and I only put 40 in, I'm still missing 20. And it just, I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me, because I felt like I could just leave the money in there and I could make it work with the money I had in my checking account. So I think it's going to be fine for that. If you look at my little categories down here, which aren't completely correct yet, because there is still a little bit of money that I need to allocate. But I just think it's so funny, because I think this is probably like the highest my fun category has ever been. Like 8.78 is pretty high. And I don't even think that puts, does that even have the miscellaneous anywhere? Probably not. I have to do some more math here, because we have to subtract fun from it. Okay, I just fixed it. So necessity, yeah, that's crazy. 8.78% to fun. I think that's the highest I've ever spent on fun. Part of me is like, it's an investment, because I know this is like a hobby or whatever, me doing all this crochet. Oh my gosh, she's so funny. Wait, that's my heated blanket, and I do have it turned on because I plan on cuddling up with that in a little bit. Are you so comfy on there? Anyways, back to this. What was I saying? Oh, my hobby of crochet. I see it becoming potentially monetary in the future, if you know what I mean. So I see it quite like a little bit like it's an investment. I've already made one thing for somebody and got like a little bit of money for it. And I already have another thing that I made that I'm potentially getting money for. And then I have another thing that I need to make that I'm getting money for, and another thing. So it's like I'm kind of getting like requests to make things and people offering me some money. So, and I'm like not even like actively trying to, it's just like people are coming to me asking. So I don't know where it's going to go. We'll see. It's kind of exciting, because not that, I know they say not to turn your like hobbies into jobs or whatever, but sometimes I feel like for a person like me, that's like helpful. Like I need to be like really into something, you know? And in order for me to want to do it every single day, and like with physical therapy, like I love it so much. So that's why I want to do that every day. But then I also love crochet, so it'd be cool if I could like, I don't know, make some income with it. That's kind of what's happened so far for November. And I do need to update my loan balances. I just like don't feel like doing it right now, but I do need to do that at some point. Let's take a look at the money I have left over. So I can actually look. It's like I have $785.23 left in my account. I plan on trying to keep around 100 in there, but I do kind of just want to full send and put more money towards my loan. So I'm thinking about going and paying another 600 to my loan, and then that leaves me with like about 100 or a little bit less than 100 to put somewhere else. And I'm thinking I might maybe put it to my Roth IRA, because I feel like if it wasn't for the debt that I had, I could be putting so much more to that and like maxing it out basically. But I just have a hard time doing that because I'm trying so hard to pay off this loan. So I just have this battle of like, okay, do I put the money towards paying off this loan early, or do I put the money towards my Roth IRA? Like, it's so hard to weigh the pros and cons, because the Roth IRA has the potential to like make back like interest that could potentially be greater than the interest on my loan. But still, it's like I have such a massive amount of student loan debt that it's like I need to get this number down. It stresses me out. So I kind of choose what I think will help my stress better, which is paying off the student loans, but then also just making sure I'm putting a little bit towards the Roth IRA since I'm currently not in a 401k. I should be soon, next year, starting in January, I believe. So it's not like it's like, I don't know how to explain it. I can't really speed up the process. Like, I'm 24, I'm just now like, I mean, I started when I was 23, but like just now getting into a job, like an actual like career, and I feel like I'm behind on retirement, but it's just because I didn't really have the opportunity to put towards retirement yet, because I've just been in school. I chose a career path that you needed to go to school for longer, so I have to keep reminding myself that, which is why I'm like talking it out loud right now, because it feels like I'm behind, but I'm really not. And the fact that I'm putting money into a Roth IRA before I even have a 401k with my job, I feel like is a good step, even if it is not that much I'm putting in there a month. I feel like that ramble was something that I just needed to hear, and that's why I'm saying it. But I don't know, I feel like I'm going to put a little bit more money into the Roth IRA and then the rest to my loan. So I think that's the plan. So we're going to put 100 to the Roth IRA and we're going to put 600 to my loan. That'll leave me with like $85. I'm not even doing anything. I feel like I shouldn't be recording. Okay, let me just stop this real quick. I don't know why I'm starting to get anxious. Let me put down here, let me look at something actually. I need to look at my Christmas spending and how much I need to reimburse myself. $321. Okay, let me go see how much is in my Christmas savings. We have $455 in here. Okay, so I get to take $321 out if I wanted to reimburse myself. This is kind of what my thought process was. This having the savings account is kind of like showing me what my limit is to spend on Christmas, and I'm gonna take it out so that I can visually see like how much I'm spending and whatnot. But I'm thinking about just moving it over to other places, if that makes sense. Like just moving it to other places in my savings. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to take and put $600 to my loan, and then we'll do my Roth IRA, and then we're gonna allocate the funds from my Christmas savings. So let me just go on and pay my loan. Hopefully it lets me today because it is Thanksgiving. I feel like it should let me at least schedule a payment. And this loan is currently at $6,481.56. It's crazy how far it's gone down. Plus interest. I didn't say the interest. There's like $10, almost $11 of interest. But it is crazy how far I've come with this loan. I need to keep reminding myself that. We're going to make a payment, pay by the loan. We're going to pay $600, right? I think that's what we said. Yeah, $600. Okay. $600, payment review, submit payment, boom. Okay, that is now submitted, so I can add that to the list. And then we're gonna put another to the Roth IRA, which is gonna be 100. Let's go on to Fidelity. That's what I use for my Roth IRA. Let's transfer from, okay, $100, boom. Those two things are done. I'm just gonna add them to my budget here to show that I made more payments and whatnot. Let's move money around. I'm not gonna put this in my November budget because it's not really like money spent. It's just taking money from my one savings vault. But we have $321.57 to move around. So I'm thinking of moving some money into car. Let's do a little bit in each: car, cruise, and maybe my emergency fund. I feel like that would be a good idea. The emergency fund's gonna take a little bit longer to get there because I have it in a separate account. My posture's just wonderful right now. That's better. Let me do the math here. The 2157 is going to go to the emergency fund. So that will leave us with 300 left. Let's do 100 to the emergency fund and 200 to the car. Because my emergency fund is basically already like, it's not like exactly where I want it, but it has enough money in it, if that makes sense. So I obviously want it to be higher, but it's fine where it is. So I care more about the car, honestly, than anything else, because like I do need to save up for a car, and it's going to be a lot more than what I have saved up right now. So let's move over $200 so from the Christmas to the car. So from Christmas to car, we're moving over $200. So now I have $983.23 in there. So almost $1,000 in my car fund. Nice, nice, nice. And then I'm gonna let's move the $21.57 over. And that's gonna go from Christmas to the cruise. So now the cruise has $127.21 in it. My goal for that is $2,000, but I have time for that one too. And then we need to move $100. I gotta figure out how I can transfer that. I don't know if I have that one connected here. Let's see. So I want to go from Christmas to, will it let me go to that? You have to move it to checking first. Okay, so from Christmas to checking. Not $1. $100. Okay, Christmas just to the savings. I think that's what I have to do first. I have to take it out of the vault to move it to a different account. Now that it's in the savings, I could take it from the savings and put it in my other savings. Jesus, this is kind of confusing. Okay, there we go. Savings to savings. Now that I'm done moving all that money around, I have $131.49 left for Christmas, which I still have to buy. I still have to buy a couple things, and I might, if I have enough money, take money out of here for my work Christmas things too, but I don't know yet. We'll see. We have my self-paid back, so I can go in and mark that I paid myself back for all these. And then now we'll look at the December next and see what the game plan is. Things are changing for sure in December because I'll have both of my loan payments. So budget's going to be a little bit tighter, a little bit harder to put extra money to the loan. Was my camera not recording the whole time, or was it just shut off? I'm confused. My camera just shut off. I don't know if I was just recording too long or what just happened. I'm very confused. But I was just about to talk about December and the plan for that. So I think I'm going to leave most of this the same. The only thing I might end up switching in the future is the therapy / medical section, but I don't really know because I feel like every time I'm like, oh yeah, let me just cut it down to just cover my therapy bills, another bill comes up or another thing comes up. So I have a dental bill due right now that I need to pay, which is probably going to be in December because it doesn't have a due date on it and I haven't paid it yet. So I'm not going to have it paid by November because it's like the end of November. So I'll just probably put that in December, and then I'm going to the doctor for my elbow. So I'm going to have a copay from that, and they're most likely going to do x-rays. So then I'm going to be paying for that. I still haven't gotten my bills for all of my testing for my stomach and everything. So yeah. Part of me is like, should I have a sinking fund for medical? I don't know. And just putting like my monthly things in here, like my therapy bills in here. Because I did have that one medical sinking fund that I used and then I ended up not needing it. So I reallocated it. I'm like, should I have just kept it? But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, worst comes to worst, we take out of the emergency fund because like that's what it's for. Like if you have an expensive medical bill that comes up, like take it from your emergency fund and then pay yourself back. It's not like I'm not going to have the money to cover it. It's just that, I don't know. I don't like to take from my savings to pay for that stuff if I don't have to. Anyways, let me share my screen because I just realized I'm not even sharing it. Now we're sharing the screen. So for groceries, we're going to keep it at $200. This will be going up at some point, but right now I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I don't really have to buy that many groceries, and we're going to keep it at $200. Gas, $75. That could be lower, but I'm just going to leave it there just in case. TP fund, I'm keeping that at $25. That also will probably be going up in the future, but for now we're taking advantage of the fact that I don't really have to buy that much stuff. Therapy, medical, also TP fund, I stole that term from Caleb Hammer. It just means like toilet paper, toiletries, makeup, anything personal products, those kind of things. Therapy, medical, exactly as it sounds, any medical bills, any therapy. I also put in here like supplements and stuff like probiotics, things like that. I put under this category. Fun, $0. I always budget it at 0, but I feel like I almost always spend in it. But I'm currently on a yarn buying ban, and it's so funny that I think I said this in a previous finance video, and then I ended up buying a bunch of yarn because I decided that I was going to make Christmas gifts. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay because I think I definitely saved a lot of money buying yarn to make Christmas gifts than actually just buying Christmas gifts. Even though the yarn, like if you look at the total, it's like, oh, you spent a lot of money on yarn. I'm not going to use all of the yarn, if that makes sense. I'm going to have yarn left over that I'm going to be able to use for other things and get my money's worth out of it. Like, not only am I going to be able to gift people like gifts that are handmade and, like, in my opinion, pretty good quality, I'm going to have yarn left over to use in the future. And then gifts, I don't put a budget, but I don't think I'll be spending too much more, just like maybe a little bit. So that puts that spending category $950, which usually I like move over to checking. So I already moved over money to checking, which I don't know if it would have showed up yet, but I can look at my SoFi account if not. No, not yet. Okay, let me look. I moved over because I already had some money in my checking, but I took whatever was in my checking, subtracted how much I owe on my credit card, and subtracted that one medical bill in case I end up like writing the check out, and then moved over what I needed to. So I ended up moving over $1,620 over there because it needs to cover this $950 plus all of my minimum monthly payments for loans. So I have budgeted on here $1,300 for minimum monthly payments on loans because they're like close to that. It's like 1,200 something for all of my minimum monthly payments. And then I try to budget on here to pay an additional 1,200 to my one loan. And then I have $100 budgeted for Roth IRA. I don't have any money budgeted for savings because if you haven't heard in previous or like more recent financial videos, I decided that I'm just going to take whatever money's left over and allocate it to savings if I have money left over, just because as much as like it is important for me to save for especially the car, I feel like it's more important for me to pay off this loan because I don't know, something in my head is like, okay, if I pay off this loan, then there's a little less than $200 less I have to pay a month that I'm like responsible for on a monthly basis. So I'm just really trying to get my monthly payment amounts down because if God forbid something did happen and I do have to get a car and I end up having to like finance it for sure, like I might end up having to anyways, but if I have to end up financing it, then I need to be able to afford the minimum monthly payments. So that's kind of my idea with it. And I'm not doing like the snowball method because I know some people say like if you're trying to get like some minimum monthly payments gone, do snowball method because you'll like get less and less. I mathematically cannot do that with my brain. My brain sees the fact that if I do it that way, I'm going to end up owing more money rather than if I went highest interest to lowest interest. I'm trying to pay off my higher interest stuff and it's a slower process, but it's a better reward in the end, in my opinion. But everybody needs to do their own thing. So this is not, don't be taking advice from me. This is just what I'm doing and I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing to either inspire you to budget or pay off debt or whatever, or just, I don't know, it could be kind of educational, even though I'm not at all qualified to educate you. It might just be helpful to see what somebody's doing. That is my whole purpose behind these, because I like watching to see what people are doing and what their plans are and how they're doing in their journeys of saving or debt payoff or whatever. So that's why I decided to share these. But that was kind of like what my little outlook looks like here for December. And I do want to start getting back into setting financial goals for the month. I was gonna say like I'd like December to be a low spend month, but it's so hard with the holidays to make it a low spend month, I feel like. So I don't know. I think in January I'll probably try to make it a low spend month. I don't know, maybe I will do another like no spend challenge and try not to spend money. It's just gotta be hard because if it's a Christmas gift, like how do I go about that? That's technically spending on non-necessities, but I do have money like set aside for it. So maybe I will do like a no spend challenge and maybe track every day to see how I'm doing with it. I'll think about that one. I feel like every month is a no spend challenge for me because I'm trying my best to like do like the smallest amount of spending. I'm not trying my best. I could do better, but I'm doing it in a way that I'm able to continue doing, if that makes sense. I have a battle in my brain and I go back and forth on if I'm doing a great job or if I'm not doing good enough. And I'm trying to like keep telling myself that I've come so far. And I feel like it might be helpful for me to update my balances on my loans so that I can actually see, and then we can update my net worth. Maybe that'll help me like realize that I am making some progress. Even though it's like slow and steady, it's something, like something is getting done at least. Let me log in and find the balances of my loans real quick. And I am gonna subtract like what I just did. I'm also, before I forget, because I almost forgot, I should go on and pay my credit card bill. I still think there's one thing pending on here. That's why I was kind of holding off, but we'll just pay it and then we'll pay it again later. So let me go on and pay that. That was paid. Now, that's really weird. Okay, so I didn't know this, but I guess, I don't know why I thought like, so I have this one loan that's like $16,000, but because of all the interest, it was now at like 19,000 something, and that now becomes the principal balance. I was very confused. I didn't realize that. But okay, it just becomes the principal instead of being like $3,000 in interest. Because I was confused. It said only $74 accrued, and I was like, wait a second, there's been like 3,000. What do you mean 74? But okay, let me do some math here. Again, I always forget I can do math in here. 19. I'll come back once I'm done updating these. Okay, I went ahead and updated the balances of my loans, and obviously my private loans went down and my federal loans went up. So that's fun. And all of them went up because before, like, the subsidized weren't accruing interest, but now they're accruing interest. So fun times. So now I need to go ahead and put the totals in, which the easiest way I found to do this is to just take a picture of it and copy it over. So I'm going to go ahead and update my net worth here. So I'm going to put in my loans first just because I have them. 7761330, and then I can't wait for those to start going down. That's going to be good. That'll be good when that happens. Why does she have to sit right on my phone? She's clicking the picture. I'm going to go on and see how much is in my savings. There goes that. And then in my Roth IRA, I think this is correct. So total assets went up, in net worth, or not net worth, total liabilities went down. So now we have to find the total here. We are at negative $93,489.97. Still in the negatives, but it's improvement for sure. Like, we went up 2,000. So that's good. My camera battery's about to die, but it's perfect timing because we got through my net worth and everything. I'm going to stop this. I think I got through everything. I don't think there's anything else I really need to do. I think that's kind of all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little December financial reset. I'm sorry if it was kind of all over the place. I'm sorry if it was longer than it needed to be. I will try my best to do a little bit of editing magic, but we'll see what happens. But that is all for today's video. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what kind of things you do for budgeting, or what you like or don't like about the way that I budget, or just whatever you want to comment down below. Whatever. I'm sorry, it's been a really long day and I have like a turkey coma going on, I feel like, from all the turkey that I ate. But if you do decide to stick around and subscribe, then I will see you in my next video. Bye!